Whether you're an Amazon seller just getting started or you're an advanced seller doing millions of dollars per month, understanding this principle here is going to help you continue to sell more and make more profit on Amazon. My name is Benoli Petropoulos with Your AMZ. I've helped million-dollar sellers grow their sales for the last 6 years. So this is a principle and a framework that I learned from Charlie Morgan. And essentially, to get anyone to do anything, you have to realize that to get an action you want, you need a human and you need a stimulus. And when it comes to online sales, whether it's selling a product or selling a service, getting a customer from knowing your product exists or shopping in general to actually buying your product is really just a chain of actions. And so when you realize that you just need a chain of actions together, and that really just comes down to a chain of stimuli together, then you can just iterate the stimuli to eventually get the action you want. So when you have a human and you have a stimulus, such as an email subject or an advertisement on Google Ads, that stimulus causes them to take action or not take action. And so if you want them to click on that ad or open that email, you just have to have the right stimulus, and you will get a percentage of these people to actually take the action you want them to take. And so it's not just about opening an email. You want them to go through the entire funnel. You want them to see the email, click the email, read the email, click the link in the email description, and so on until they become a customer, or maybe they become a lead. And so what is the action chain on Amazon, right? It's actually pretty simple. So this isn't necessarily an action, but they're going to see your product in search. They're going to click on your product. They're going to add it to cart, and they're going to order. Or they might order straight from the click, straight from the listing page. They might not add to cart. So this is sort of an optional step, but it's really that simple. They click and they order, right? They see it in search, they click, they add to cart to order. So what are the stimuli that we can use to actually get this chain of actions to happen, right? So how do we get products to see our product in search? Well, we can run PPC ads on the keywords we know that our customers are searching for that product. We can rank organically using ranking strategies, which, one of those is using advertising. We can also index keywords in the back end of our listing. We can use keywords in our listing. And so there's a lot of strategies we can do to get impressions, have customers see our product in search, because they're never going to click if we don't rank in the first place. So the first thing is we want customers to see our product. That's sort of the first action we want them to take. Then we want them to click, right? And so what's the stimuli that we can get our Amazon customer, that we can use for our Amazon customer to click on our product? We can make a better main image. We can create a better title. We can have more reviews and a better review score. We can have a compelling price, a compelling promotion. And those are really the key stimuli that we want to use to get customers to click. And so if you're not A/B testing your main image and your title constantly, you're missing out on understanding what stimuli get people to click. And so if we have more people landing on our listing, as long as conversion rate stays the same, you're going to have the same proportion of people adding to cart and ordering. And so just by A/B testing your main image, your price, your title, you can get more people to click and order. Now, price is an iffy one, because you lower your price, you get more people to click. How does that affect revenue? A little bit more complex topic, but at the same price, a different main image could get you double the clicks, for example. So we've optimized our click, and now how do we get people to order? What are the stimuli that we can use to increase the proportion of people who click to buy, so our conversion rate? Well, we have our listing images, we have our bullet points, our brand story, our premium A+ content, even things like using FBA, having the Prime badge versus not having the Prime badge. These are stimuli that the customer sees and affects their buying behavior. So we said all the content spots. Having a really good listing video is a stimulus that will compel a customer to buy. So this is really the way you want to think about your metrics, your funnel, improving your sales on Amazon, improving your profitability. If you're thinking about profitability from the sense of average order value, you might even say, how do I get them to click on the virtual bundle or the upsell on our Amazon listing? And so again, you can use promotions, You can have a compelling main image, a compelling title, and it's the same thing when they land on that listing, right? It's what compels them to order. It's the listing content, it's the price, it's using Prime, and beyond and beyond. But I really, without getting too specific on the stimulus, I really just want to explain the framework of understanding that when it comes to selling on Amazon and increasing your sales, it really comes down to the principle of what are the chain of actions that a customer needs to take to order, and then what is the chain of stimuli that accompanies each action. And then if you know your bottleneck is clicks, or you know your bottleneck is impressions, you can go to that list of stimuli and you can start to change one at a time until you see the increase that you want. It really is that simple. So if you got value from this video, if you like this kind of content, please give me a like. I love the feedback. And finally, if you'd like a free audit and free growth plan for your Amazon account, you can just click the link in the description below. Thank you so much for watching, and there's a few recommended videos on the next page.